So this is how you can take the files from your Sony hard disk Handycam and get them onto social media or share other places. So the reason you need to do this is because this has some quirks. One of them is that it uses this USB mini. It's not a micro USB. This is like the same thing that was on some early GoPro type cameras, and you might have had this laying around at your house. So this cable has a mini USB end on one side and this rectangular USB A on the other. And this is the SR85, so it has the USB right on the side. Earlier versions need a dock, but later versions continue to use this port. So to do that, we're going to go here, open up this flap, turn it on. I'm going to plug in the USB to my computer, and then plug it into the camera. And when I do that, there's a screen that pops up, and the one on the right is for if you're using a memory stick. Using memory stick to micro SD card adapters usually don't work with these video cameras, unlike PlayStation portables or things like that. So I'm going to select the USB connect on the left side that has this hard disk drive button. Note that the USB does not supply power to the camera. You need a separate cable like this. This is a Sony DC cable that can plug in to that port there. So my computer is showing that it's connected. The camcorder says it's connected. I have the Sony PlayMemories Home app on this computer, and this is helpful sometimes. I use this a lot for my HD camcorders, but I don't use it so much for this camera. So I'm going to choose no for right now, but you can download this program at sony.net/pm, and you would just download this. It's pretty cool because you can import the footage very easily, and it's also an easy way to delete the footage right as soon as it comes in. But I'll be doing this a different way, and I'll be going here to the USB drive E, go to MP root, and then whatever this folder is, and here are all the clips that I have taken with this camera. So I've sorted them by date, and I'm going to take all the ones that I did today, which is January 10th. I'm going to copy them. I'm going to paste them over here into this other folder that I have. And it moves pretty quickly. It goes at about 15 to 20 megabytes per second, which is pretty good. 1 megabit is 1 megabyte is 8 megabits. So when this camera records at about 8 megabits per second and it's transferring at this speed, it's going at about 16 times the original playthrough rate. Whereas if you had a DV camcorder that had very similar qualities, you would have to play that back in real time or use a tapeless setup. So that went pretty quick. Now all these files are in here. What I do next is I like to use a program that's free and open source called Shutter Encoder. You can get it at shutterencoder.com. I have donated to it because I think it's pretty cool, but you can check this box to not donate and then choose whatever version you prefer or suits your system. So I'm going to go back to my file explorer, drag these into Shutter Encoder. It's going to show me a nice little preview right here. I'm going to change this to the H.264 codec, and then I'm going to choose to create a subfolder, and I'm going to call that mp4. You can also choose to delete the source files if you want, but I'm going to uncheck that because I don't want to delete the originals. Up here we're going to have the scale set to source. I'm going to choose to not upscale lower resolutions. You can choose to upscale if you would like. Sometimes if you want to go directly to Instagram, then it would be ideal to upscale this to 1440, but I'm going to choose source and do not upscale. What I'm also going to do is choose the video bitrate at 8,000 kilobits per second. You can also keep this at auto if you would like. Actually, before I do that, you should also choose if you want to use hardware acceleration. I have an NVIDIA graphics card on this computer, so I'm going to use that. If you just have a regular Intel computer, you could also click Intel QuickSync, and the video bitrate stays the same. Audio settings set to AAC, that's what we want. And then under advanced features, I'm going to choose forced deinterlacing, and this TFF means top field first, BFF means bottom field first, but I'm going to choose ×2 T, which is top field first. And I'm also going to use BWDiff, but you can play around with that setting if you would like. I'm also going to choose to preserve metadata, and I believe that is it. So once I'm done, then I'm going to press start function. You can also use Handbrake instead, but I prefer Shutter Encoder for a couple reasons. One is that their create a subfolder option is very convenient. The other thing is that it has that nice preview, and I've also noticed that it seems to run faster at the same settings. So props to them. While we're going, you can see that my GPU utilization is very high, which is good to see. It looks good. And then you could take these mp4 files and upload them to Google Drive. Since I'm using an Android phone, I can use Google's Quick Share and airdrop them from my computer to my Android or from a Windows computer to another computer. So I hope that helps. You could also from here upload them directly to YouTube or Instagram, or put them into your video editor like DaVinci Resolve. If you're uploading to Instagram, usually it's a good idea to put this into the Edits by Instagram app first. Once you're done, if you want to be extra cautious, you can go down here and choose to eject. And then I also choose to eject from here and hit end. Say yes. And then now I will unplug it and open up that again. And we can see that the camera is working, and I'll plug it into charge.